Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today. Obviously this is a quick espresso shot in the morning for Lockwell 44. Really today we've only got 15 minutes to cover this, so this is mainly one-way traffic. So hopefully you don't mind sitting and listening to me talk about this stuff. But so one of the major challenges that people have is how to reuse content and how to translate faster. So when you think about things you have to do in this case, often integration or connections make good sense. So what we're going to talk about today is really quickly is we're going to talk about the KantanMT. So this is obviously part of the Kantan AI product list, and the XTM Cloud technology. Now, simply put, if you need to process huge amounts of data, you often need to have a translation management application, and often that data then is, let's say, so large, that content is so large that you can't just simply human translate all that content. Or maybe you're looking at cost efficiencies or time efficiencies. So what we have done together with XTM Cloud is create a seamless connector which allows you to process projects inside your XTM Cloud, reuse your translation memory, apply your terminology, and then of course inside the XTM Cloud application, be able to receive the custom machine translation engine output from Kantan into your project and allow you to post-edit content. Now, usually the settings and the details you can define on this project. You can define what kind of content gets sent for machine translation. You can define what level of match gets sent for machine translation. But predominantly, the main focus of this is to reuse content and translate faster. That's obviously the main thing. Now, some people might look at this and say, well, why even post-edit it? Some people may consider that, particularly if you get a lot of translation memory matches, you might find you have a very small amount of content that's been machine translated. If that is the case, then the risk is your own. Of course, we always suggest post-editing or reviewing content before you deliver it out to a customer. But if it's for internal use or for maybe for, let's say, certain use cases, then of course, that might be a good solution where you just have a translation memory and NT output without any human intervention whatsoever. So what does it take to do this? Well, it's very simple. 5 clicks away from the seamless connection. If you have an XTM account and you have a KantanMT account, simply go into your Kantan account, get your API key, go to your XTM account, go to your configurations, go to your settings, and set up your connector. Then you'll be able to create projects that can use translation memory first, and then, of course, machine translation second. So it really is that simple. It's not meant to be complicated. It's meant to be very, very easy for people to use. So having said that, then we're just going to skip into an actual project. So what I'm going to show you first is I'm going to show you the KantanMT application, of course, so you can get a gist of where to find those things we just mentioned. So just give me 2 seconds, and I will now pull this over here. Okay, so this is KantanMT, and as I mentioned, this is where you have all your machine translation engines. If you click on your engine report, you can see instantly all your machine translation engines, all your neural machine translation engines. You can see all the details around all your engines. You can also see the automatic quality scoring. Now, if you want to know more about this, we can talk about this later, but bear in mind, these are really, really important to understanding how well your engine is performing without having to have humans involved. But we're going to just skip now right down to the dashboard. And this is the center of the universe for most people that use Kantan. And we can quickly see that the items here that have Kantan Translate, these are engines that have the ability to use machine translation. So it can be called via API. So if we click on one of these and we click edit, you can come in here and you can see that we have all the details here about this particular engine. Nice and straightforward, right? API is turned on, it has Kantan Translate. The next place you want to go is if you go to your account and you click settings. Every user has their own specific API key, so it's very, very simple. You come in and you go, here is your API token. Okay, so once you've got that, it's very simple. You then go to your XTM account and you start to plug in. Now, what do you plug in first? You come to your settings, you go to your settings over here, then you go to translation, then you go to machine translation. Now, of course, you don't want to be using any of these other machine translation engines, only Kantan, but there's plenty of them here in XTM. Once you've selected that, you can then pop your API key in there, click save, and now you can create projects in XTM using the KantanMT connector. So once you've got this ready, you simply click add project, and you create the project. And as you create the project, let's select Lockworld 44 as an example. And if we scroll down after we've uploaded the file, you can see here is the machine translation settings that you can define in your system. Once you've defined what you want to do, you click create, and off it goes. Now, I've already created a project just so it's nice and seamless. If we come here, you can see here is the project. Here is the word counts that we have for this particular project. You can see down here how many translation memories there were. So for this, there was none, but there was a lot of machine translation. So we've got all this machine translation already in the file. So let's have a quick look. Project's already started. It's already sent out to myself to work on. So I'm going to open up the editor. The editor, oh, excuse me, the editor's already opened. So let me just pull this over. So here it is here. And so here is your XTM editor. You can see that the machine translation is here. And as I skip through the translation, you can see I can post edit that content. Now, as I'm editing, you can see that it's throwing warnings, as you would expect. And you can expect XTM to throw you warnings if you're not fixing stuff. I'm not a translator. I don't know German. So I'm sure there'll be plenty of people watching this going, oh my God, what is he doing? But I think you get the general idea. Once the linguist has finished the post editing, let's say, for example, let me make some more mistakes. We can come in here like this. You can also then be able to see what it is you've actually been working on. So let's just go for a quick preview. Let's see what that looks like. HTML interactive preview. Just give it a second. Let me click here. Okay, so let me just pull this down. Great. So, oh, excuse me. There we go. That needs to be like that. There we go. Okay, so here's the HTML preview of what I've just done inside XTM. The machine translation has all been populated automatically, so you can see I have the fully machine translated file here. I can read through it in context. I can click on where it is, and I can post edit that in context if I want to, using the Kantan system along with XTM. Really powerful, really, really good. And this then gives you a really strong point in terms of post editing. And when you're finished, you click finish, and all the machine translation is done, and the files then are ready for the next part. So you can see here it's all grayed out now. The files have been generated, and you can open up your target from here if you want to. So that is probably the quickest connector demonstration you'll see. I don't know anyone else who could do it any quicker, but I suppose it's useful to understand how seamless you can have a task inside the both tools. So by machine translating and human translating the content without any, let's say, challenges, it allows you to have a seamless connection between the two tools. So if you want to see more or you want to know more about the Kantan connectors, obviously we have connectors with Across, with MemSource, with XTM, with various other applications. So if you're interested to know more about how we can connect into your ecosystem, reach out to us, have a chat, and you might be able to include custom neural machine translation engines into your localization process. Thanks very much for joining me. I hope you found it a little bit interesting.